Hey, hey. Hi, guys. All right. So, Virgos, let's go ahead and jump on in, Virgos. We're going to see. I'm looking around at what other decks I'm going to want, but let's take a peek and see what the message is. We have a Seven of Wands upright. We have the Justice card sideways, so strong Libra coming in. We have a Seven of Cups. Okay, so first off, we have got something very divine at play here because sevens are divine numbers. We got two of those, and the karma card of the justice card. That's again the divine is coming in. So right now it appears that we have, and if you look actually here, it says no justice written up on that Seven of Wands card. I didn't do that. That's on the card. Obviously, we've got the word justice referenced twice as well. So we have possibly a divine masculine who could be a Libra. Doesn't have to be, but they could also be a fire sign or a water sign. But we have got this masculine who feels like, I don't know if it's a damned if I do, damned if I don't. I don't know what to do. I've screwed this up so bad. I don't know how to fix it, even though I want to fix it, but I don't think there is any fixing it. And it feels like he is spending a lot of time wondering, how do I handle this? Now, I don't know if he's on his computer or tablet a lot, if he's looking stuff up, trying to, whatever, like spy on somebody, figure out what to do, Googling how to handle this. I don't know. Let me just ask, what is the thing that you feel is so wrong that would need to be fixed? The Judgment, sideways. Scorpio energy, we keep seeing a message where it appears this person feels like they really botched a potential reconciliation with Virgo. And they're almost half not wanting to admit, when with that Seven of Wands, let me go back to the Seven of Wands. It says that's the damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of vibe. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. There was communication, or if they were going to have communication, maybe this is somebody who wants to have communication with Virgo, but I feel like there already was something and then it went really bad. And now it's like, I need to address it again. And even if I say sorry and try to talk to Virgo, I don't get how it's going to work, but see, I want to because everything is so screwed. Why is the Justice card sideways? Because it feels like they're trying to act like, well, it's not just my fault. Three of Wands. What is the thing that you were hoping for in the future? You feel like something has been cheated, or Five of Swords. It feels like either they think that they were very blocked and things would have gone different if Virgo hadn't pushed something, it could have gone different up ahead in the future. Hang on. Are you trying to have to blame Virgos for something? Four of Cups. This is the part that they actually regret. Okay, so you regret getting mad at Virgo then. Is that what this is? Nine of Wands is something about they got really triggered because of their wounds. So wait a second. Were you having a conversation with Virgo and then you got triggered and you got big pissed? Four of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. It keeps saying that they weren't ready to have some kind of a conversation, but they wanted to make sure that Virgo got healed or something, but then what Virgo needed to help them heal, there was only so much that they were willing to give because of their own problems that weren't healed yet. So it's like a conversation was occurring, and it feels like they're trying to argue, look, I care about Virgo. I wanted to heal things with Virgo. I don't want Virgo to be hurt. But on the other hand, I'm, kind of a basket case right now also. And so some kind of dialogue I wasn't ready to have, but I did want to have some of it, but just not whatever, answer certain questions or something from Virgo. Now I feel like I want to call Virgo or talk to Virgo and say that I'm really sorry. Could we handle this reconciliation conversation totally different and do like a do-over on it? uh, hang on. This person is, they're very hard to follow. Um, we can see it's somebody who wants Virgo. Okay, can I please backtrack for a moment and say, what do you ultimately want from Virgo? What's your real agenda? Three of Wands again. See, I want to be with Virgo. I want a future with Virgo, and I want Virgo to be super happy and look at me with that big huge smile. I certainly want to be there for Virgo's major life events. And maybe if I could have Virgo as my lover and Virgo wants me and we're happy, I want to stay with Virgo long term. I want us to be really, really good together. Okay. However, it appears that you and Virgo already had a dialogue. Is that correct? Hanged Man. No, this actually says, I mean, of course, I'm sure they would have talked to Virgo at some point in time, however long ago. This says they want to get to a point of having a dialogue with Virgo. And that's kind of what some of this big hang up is how do I do this with Virgo? I'm trying to figure out how to approach. So hang on. What is the big old fight and argument that you had with Virgo? Empress. It had something to do with either how they treated Virgo, what they hid from Virgo, how did they, look, if they want Virgo to be their forever person, to be their empress, then there's a way you have to treat an empress, right? This is the person you want to marry. This is the person you want to build everything with. But it's like, yeah, but I wasn't ready to say all that or explain all that or let Virgo totally into my life. Okay. What do you think went wrong between you and Virgo? Two of Wands, they weren't sure. They stood at a crossroads. We always see this person not sure. Six of Wands sideways. They saw Virgo as much more successful than them. The Star, the Eight of Cups. Either they couldn't fathom their own life being able to run parallel to Virgo once upon a time and just have a good relationship with Virgo. And they either were sure that it would mean eventually Virgo would outshine them, would leave them, would walk away from them, that they just kind of said, I'm not in a place where I could match Virgo. If I try to be with Virgo right now, they're going to outshine me and they'll get bored with me and they'll leave me. So instead, I would rather not try to be with Virgo until later. But see, I don't want to lose Virgo because I want Virgo. It's just I want things in my life to be better. And I don't think that they explained any of this to Virgo from what I can see. So that's why they're like, I did do Virgo wrong. But on the other hand, I also didn't because I really cared about Virgo. And now here it is like I'm about to botch things again if I reach out to Virgo. What is it that you really want to say? Can we just cut to the chase and get there? What is it that you really want to say to Virgo? Actually, let's go with this deck and let's say, what does your heart really want to say to Virgo? The World in the reverse. Please don't have it be over. I don't want it to be over. Okay. Two of Cups. You are my person, Virgo. Okay. You feel a special connection to Virgo like nobody else. This is why they're so like stressed in this and mad about this and hack out their tongue and all of these things. But are you ready to offer Virgo something right now in this dialogue? Or is it just once again you want to tell Virgo, I'm still not ready? Seven of Pentacles. I'm still not ready, Virgo. But I'm getting a lot closer, I've been growing, I've been improving things in my life, I've been making things better. I still can't get over the fact that it feels like they had a shot to reconcile with Virgo and they already blew it by getting into a fight with Virgo. Do you want to say anything about a fight to Virgo? Because I can't shake the fact that it feels like they already had a blow up. Four of Cups. They wish they could give Virgo a bouquet, a rose. They really regret the way they talked with Virgo. They really regret the way they handled something, the way they got triggered, the way they blew up at Virgo. I guess my question is, well, never mind. I won't ask any more questions. Is there anything else that your heart needs to say to Virgo? Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands. I will tell Virgo all my truths. I will. I'm getting there. I know Virgo expects to be respected with the truth. I know Virgo's been really patient, and I know that they expect something equal of me, particularly when it comes to respecting boundaries and when it comes to, telling them truths. I know that. Those are the things that I want to be. I guess what I don't understand, though, now I'll go back and I'll ask a question. Why have you not just, I guess, been transparent with Virgo up until this point? Two of Pentacles, they were always juggling and trying to figure out how much they could say to Virgo, what they felt comfortable saying to Virgo. The Moons, they do have secrets, big old secrets. What are your secrets? Do you want to, actually, let me change decks. Let's go back. Are you going to be telling Virgo all of your secrets? Do you have any desire, or are you just trying to wrap stuff up that you were keeping a secret so you never have to tell Virgo? Ten of Pentacles says, I would be willing to tell Virgo all my secrets and really bond to them and really bring them in to my world. Okay. I want to do that. I want that very much because I know that's what it's going to take for me to be with Virgo. So let me ask this. If you are preparing in a wobbly way to say, I want to reach out to Virgo and I want to first tell them I'm sorry that I got all triggered and got mad at you and picked a fight with you, when what I was trying to do was build something or reconcile with you or get things back on track. And I'm sorry that I picked that fight with you. And then all the rest of the stuff that their heart wants to say that we've already talked about here. But let me ask this, but are you really ready for that character? Seeing as how you have secrets, which you don't want to keep from Virgo anymore, but are you really ready? Because it would require all of this opening up. Princess of Swords, Eight of Wands. Okay, so this is partly why they're doing this. When I said on that Seven of Cups, that it's like they are researching stuff, they're trying to figure stuff out. Here they are again, like trying to gather information in order to prepare to like have this big dialogue with Virgo. That Eight of Wands, tell Virgo everything. What I don't understand is, it's like they're trying to collect like a dossier of information so then they can double check, like, hey, has my whatever non-disclosure agreement ended and now I can reveal everything to Virgo, or I don't know what this is. What is your big secret? The Tower sideways, the Death card upright. We keep getting this idea that whatever their secret was that they kept from Virgo, and I'm sorry, this has become kind of like a theatrical storyline on this, but it feels like it's something where the secret itself, they no longer have to hold it in confidence. Like, how like when enough time has passed and, this feels legal. This feels like something in the legal world. And, of course we had that Justice card as well, but it feels like, okay, I have to double check that the time has elapsed. It's over, it's done, and now I'm allowed to talk about this. Like, that's how it comes across. I don't know what this has to do with, other than it's about endings. It's about, I don't know if they got themselves into trouble, legal trouble, or if they knew somebody else did, but their entire life and being able to really open up to another person has been what's hinging on all of this, with that Ten of Pentacles being sideways. I want to tell Virgo everything. I don't want to keep secrets from Virgo. This may have had to do with money. Maybe it had to do with, whatever, they were informant on some other situation and other people's money. And that's why there was some gag order. I mean, I'm sorry. I know this sounds very theatrical, very movie quality, but one of the big old things that they are saying, I couldn't tell Virgo until something else is done, until something has changed. And it's just now getting to that point, because they kept saying in like up ahead in the future. We saw that 3 of Wands twice. I'll be able to like convey everything, but I can't yet. And then they got all triggered and pissed off because it wasn't time for them to be able to explain everything, but it was also their own wounds triggering them. So I don't know what it was about this whole situation. All I can say is this person, I feel like they could never be honest and be with Virgo until some other situation in their life is wrapped up. And that is yet another thing that they did not tell Virgo. And instead, I think they lashed out at Virgo, got mad at Virgo at times, because it's like, why are you asking me questions? You know, I probably should just wait and not be around you at all yet until I can be totally free and no, other obligations or gag orders on me. On the other hand, I wanted Virgo, so I didn't want to have to wait. But then obviously it's causing all kinds of problems between me and Virgo because I'm not being transparent. Virgo expects full transparency at all times with that Queen of Swords. And I understand that. And I want Virgo to know that. That's what I want to give. This, I don't know. Universe, you want to give me the higher perspective on this for just a moment? What's the best message in regards to their behavior? The Tower, the universe says everything needs to come out in the open. And and we can't really say, at least according to the universe, it's not like, oh, it's this poor person, they had a gag order put on them. The universe says that Tower needs to fall. If they're actually partially keeping information to themselves because of the sake of ego, then that's not a very good reason to keep stuff from Virgo. But the Tower has to fall. Okay, and then what, universe? If the Tower falls, the universe says that's the only time that now they could try to build something balanced. That's when they shuffle those decks back into the cosmic hand of cards and they get different cards to play. You're not going to make any timeline shifts in your life until you drop an ego or until you stop going down one timeline because you're ready to change to a new one. You have to want that, and then you can have balance again. So interestingly enough, and it may not be in time for them to still end up with Virgo, because we see a ghost town on that card. What's the message for Virgo, universe? 2 of Pentacles. If Virgo has been of 2 minds, like, who is this person? It could be that this person has 2 personas to them, and maybe to pay attention to that. I don't know if this person's really going to be the greatest match for Virgo. 2 of Wands, 7 of Cups, King of Cups. This is a tough one because the universe is simply pointing out to Virgo, somebody can love you deeply, absolutely, and they can also be someone that is someone you can't understand what's going on because they're not telling you the truths, and that can be vexatious enough to where it's like, okay, then I have to pick whether or not I want to deal with somebody. Because even the aftermath of this, if they come back into Virgo's world as they seem to be about to do, it could still be like Virgo's going to have to think long and hard. Do I want somebody who could play the long game, keep me confused? Do I want somebody who has a capacity to live their life like that, even if they do love me? I don't know. It would depend, I guess, on that they do this to protect me. But what about telling me truths? Virgo's got a lot to figure out. And this message from the universe says, Virgo, you're going to be faced with trying to figure out if you want this person once the dialogue happens. Because the one thing is, this dialogue is happening. The Tower is falling. So they will be in Virgo's world. And then Virgo's going to have that possibly very unpleasant job to try to figure out, do I want to deal with this person, considering the backstory I've already had with him, which is, you left me confused. I'm not sure if you are somebody I can feel super comfortable and safe with because you've been, the international man or woman of mystery. So I don't know what Virgo's going to do about this, but that's going to be for them to decide. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Bye.